Everyone, have a nice afternoon. Regarding the XRP pricing, I have some vital news to share with you. What I'm about to reveal has never occurred in history, and I'm going to prove it to you with evidence. So pay close attention, because the volume we are witnessing is unprecedented. Let me begin by discussing the role of retail investors, sometimes known as individual investors, while the markets for stocks and cryptocurrencies continue to rise. Looking at the charts in a broader context, it becomes clear that something is wrong. I feel it is crucial to show you this right now, and this is what I have in mind. It is clear that many individual investors are pouring a lot of capital into cryptocurrency equities at the moment. Stocks valued at $4,100,000 just this Monday from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So far, this has been the biggest buy in history. This was 1.5 times the prior peak according to JP Morgan, which was over $1 billion. More than $4 billion had been purchased by consumers by 12 p.m., an all-time high 36% of. A lot of trading occurred yesterday, which is also unprecedented. The result was a swift rebound for the S&P 500, which had fallen 1.1% at the opening of trading on Monday. To grasp the significance of this day, look at this photo. You may observe that in addition to the insane disparity from practically every other day, in 2021, it repeated this action. It repeated the action in early 2020, among the pandemic. Up until the beginning of the bull market, there were more individual investors than ever before. This pattern persisted in 2022 as well. In the year 2025, this is the current state of affairs. After reviewing this data, analysts have formed some opinions. A few individuals have informed you the fact that this bodes well. This is seen by some as a highly concerning indicator. The things you think are completely wrong, and there are solid reasons to support that belief. For instance, each individual considers various pieces of information. All right then, I'll spill the beans. I've learned a lot because I lived through 3 bear and bull markets. The bond market is where your focus should be. You should constantly monitor how are bond markets all throughout the globe, including the US one, the Japanese bond market, sovereign debt in China. Officially, the yield on 30-year Japanese government bonds is 3.15%. Japan has a reputation for historically low interest rates, yet this is the largest sum ever. Long-term interest rates, extremely high inflation, policy instability, and a massive 260% debt-to-GDP ratio are now their problems. Furthermore, with a total of $1 trillion in U.S. debt, Japan is the nation outside of the U.S. with the highest amount of U.S. debt. Things were far worse than in Greece, according to Japan's Prime Minister Ishiba yesterday. Does it make sense to you? The situation in Japan is rapidly deteriorating and appears to be out of hand. This is also true in the United States. An extremely high debt-to-GDP ratio characterizes the United States. Russia and China, in contrast, have substantially lower debt-to-GDP ratios. As a result, the United States and Japan are both behaving as though they were about to declare bankruptcy. That's quite a large difficulty in paying off debts due to little income. All of us can agree with it. Because of this, there are some customers who are really nervous. A number of other things worry me as well, like the ongoing buy now pay later swindle in the United States. Everyone is chipping in, and everything is proceeding according to plan. What's happening as a result of this right now? One notable example is the well-known buy now pay later business CLA, which recently declared a $99 million loss for the first quarter of 2020-25, an increase of 110% over the same period last year. Consumer loans lost a significantly larger sum, $136 million in the first quarter alone. Just in case you forgot, this is the same business that recently announced that DoorDash customers can now use buy now pay later. What is happening? People are increasingly using their own money to pay for items, such as the $30 delivery order that was paid for. The amount of losses is increasing, which is just insane. And they predicted that over 100 million customers will take advantage of the buy now pay later offer. I don't understand. Borrowing money to purchase a home or automobile is understandable, but I think there's a huge problem with borrowing money for inexpensive items like a chair or a delivery. Shows that people are not willing to invest in their economy. High costs for products and services are a direct result of the shortage of money. To start, the regulations put in place by your government to maintain the smooth operation of the currency are inadequate. Second, everyone is short on cash. It's unfortunate that certain companies take advantage of their clients by charging 10 times the actual value of what they provide. The door-to-door delivery services generate substantial profits for the investors who back them. Both of these problems require immediate attention. I have faith in Trump's government to make an effort in this regard, but corporations that profit from American citizens. Because of this, others have begun to challenge it, including Michael Burry. Watchers of The Big Short will recall that the protagonist shorted. He shot to fame after amassing hundreds of millions of dollars in this way amid the Great Recession of 2008. The worst financial disaster ever will occur next year, according to this guy. Starting in 2008 inside this nation, I made a sale because of that thing. The sale of just 99 of his socks brought him a tidy sum. Only now has this been made public. People are now taking notice of this, and he made a tidy profit from it. For the fifth or sixth time in a row, some will argue that Michael J. Burr has been incorrect, and they will be correct. Once again, he was mistaken about the United States, and the moment it will disintegrate, because he predicted the financial catastrophe of 2008. Some argue that we should listen to him. Now I'll give you a chance to weigh in. The year 2026 will see an abundance of bloodshed. Looking at past cycles reveals that the bull run will come to a close in 2026. However, whether or not it will result in a massacre is something I'll let you determine. Are you in agreement? The markets may have that view, but ultimately everyone is entitled to their own perspective. Ultimately, that happened in 2026. A year or two remains till that happens. The current year is 2025. Let's jump straight into discussing the XRP price, because making a lot of money is still within the realm of possibility. At the moment, XRP is showing some really wild indicators. One of them is the EJO. Every 7 days. In my initial post about the stochastic RSI, I predicted that the coming weeks will be filled with unprecedented excitement. Another excellent indicator is the daily stochastic RSI. At this very moment, the orange line will surpass the blue line. Indeed, just a few of red days have occurred at this location. All indications point to the possibility that we might forecast certain highly desirable short-term price changes. One last crucial point. M2 money supply. The U.S. will cut interest rates this year. That much is common knowledge. When the money machine is in full swing, the United States unquestionably boasts the greatest economy in the world. The Chinese have a lot of cash, the Brits have some pretty cash, and the Japanese have some cash. To do this, however, Japan may use a distinct strategy, given that they intend to hike their rates following their period of low rates. Yeah, but that's pretty rare in this industry. The interest rate in Japan has been historically low. As of right now in the United States, not at all. US, Chinese, and European rates were exceptionally high for an extended period. All of those economies that heavily influence international trade will. Printing money is crucial. In my opinion, the moment the US lowers these rates, the floodgates will open. The system will receive funds through that. Lots of mayhem is in store. There has never been such an upheaval. And the figures don't lie. More and more little players are getting in on the action,